In the final years of the Bakumatsu era lived a legendary assassin known as Hitokiri Batusai. Feared as a merciless killer, he was unmatched throughout the country, but mysteriously disappeared at the peak of the Japanese Revolution. It has been 10 years since then, but the very mention of Batusai still strikes fear into the hearts of war veterans. Unbeknownst to them, Batusai has abandoned his bloodstained lifestyle in an effort to repent for his sins, now living as Kenshin Himura, a wandering swordsman with a cheerful attitude and a strong will. Vowing never to kill again, Kenshin dedicates himself to protecting the weak. Not only is it similar to Demon Slayer, but Demon Slayer actually got its influence from it as well. In fact, when creating the main protagonist Tanjiro, the creator of Demon Slayer went to the drawing board with their editor's feedback and took inspiration from the manga series Rurouni Kenshin. The main character of Samurai X has a distinct appearance with a striking scar on his face. Similarly, Tanjiro has a scar on his forehead, so the influence is mainly in the character design of the main character. But not only that, this classic tale of a wandering samurai, while being decades old, is still worth the watch. The plot and sources of conflict can be simplistic at times, but Kenshin's journey is well written and very compelling. It's often advised to watch the subtitled version, but being that this is one of the anime I grew up with and rewatched several times in dub, I say it's great either way. But hey, that's for you to choose. In any case, with 95 TV episodes and several OVA adaptations, this has a lot to offer, with the similarities of both stories being in a forgotten era and similar themes here and there, with both being compelling true masterpieces. This is a must-watch. This is Rurouni Kenshin. Humans and demons are two sides of the same coin, as are Asaya and Gehenna, their respective worlds. The only way to travel between the two realms is by the means of possession, just like in ghost stories. However, the ruler of Gehenna, the Demon King, cannot find a suitable host to possess and therefore remains imprisoned in his world. In a desperate attempt to conquer Asaya, he sends his son instead, intending for him to eventually grow into a vessel capable of possession by him. So the story follows Rin Okumura, who appears to be an ordinary, somewhat troublesome teenager. That is until one day he is ambushed by demons. His world turns upside down when he discovers he is in fact the very son of the Demon King himself, and that his demon father wishes for him to return so they can conquer Asaya together. Not wanting to join the King of Gehenna, Rin decides to begin training to become an exorcist so that he can fight to defend Asaya alongside his brother Yukio. Now in terms of similarities, both series follow protagonists who have lost their family. Both main characters are fighting demons as their main enemies, reasons including to save mankind and to get revenge. Both main characters are also naive and optimists, and they both wield swords in fighting their enemies. And both series display well the growth of the main character. So both concepts of each series are very similar, and differ on the story as it goes on, but the similarities are quite noticeable, and if you're a fan of Demon Slayer, this is a must-watch. This is Blue Exorcist. Making its second appearance on this channel, we have Attack on Titan. At first, this popular anime series may seem pretty different from Demon Slayer, since the monsters are incredible giants in an old-time fantasy world. But if you boil it down to the essentials, Attack on Titan is basically Demon Slayer's cousin. In this action-packed anime, the last walled human city is under siege from man-eating titans, and only the sword-wielding heroes can stop them. But victory comes at a steep cost. It's a monster-fighting anime to define a generation, and Demon Slayer fans will not want to miss out. You can enjoy watching the moving human drama and the powerful battles in both series that both have similar and dire tones at times. A must-watch if you haven't somehow. This is Attack on Titan. The story follows Ken Kaneki, a college student who barely survives a deadly encounter with Rise Kamishiro, his date who reveals herself as a ghoul. He is taken to the hospital in critical condition. After recovering, Kaneki discovers that he underwent a surgery that transformed him into a half-ghoul. This was accomplished because some of Rise's organs were transferred into his body, and now, like normal ghouls, he must consume human flesh to survive. The ghouls who manage the coffee shop called Antaiku take him in and teach him to deal with his new life as a half-ghoul. Some of his daily struggles include fitting into the ghoul society, as well as keeping his identity hidden from his human companions, especially from his best friend. Now, in terms of similarities, both characters' everyday life is flipped upside down on a tragic night. In Demon Slayer, demons have to eat humans to grow stronger, and in Tokyo Ghoul, ghouls have to eat humans to grow stronger. There is an elite task force tasked with eliminating the threat of demons and ghouls respective to each series. Both task forces have ranked members. Both have special weapons needed to kill demons and ghouls. There are also demons and ghouls who live normal lives. And just as Nezuko refuses to eat humans, Kaneki refuses to eat humans. So with these similarities and the compelling storylines of both series, this is a must-watch as well. This is Tokyo Ghoul. Up next on our list is literally the definition of short and sweet. We have Claymore. Now I remember this anime being incredibly jam-packed, full of action, fast-paced, and keeps you aching for more, especially with the season finale. This is an anime that you must see. This one takes place in medieval Europe. We get to witness how humans are living in fear to Yoma, demon-like creatures that literally feed on humans. The Yoma are kinda different though, because they can even shapeshift, making themselves hide amongst humans when they want to feed, and humans aren't able to tell any differences once they look human-like. They can't detect them in the least. So the solution to this are the Claymores. These are beings that are referred to as silver-eyed witches that are able to actually detect them. They're actually infused with the flesh of Yoma, giving them incredible strength, speed, and recovery abilities. And they all answer to a mysterious group known as the Organization. So as the story progresses, we get to follow a young Claymore by the name of Claire. We see how she was called into a village being terrorized by Yoma, and in the process of killing a Yoma in the village, we find that there's a relative who's a young boy named Raki. Somehow a relative of the Yoma, that is. And with the Yoma now dead, this is leaving him with no one to take care of him. So she decides to put him in her care, and now they both travel, killing powerful Yoma on the way. In terms of similarities, both anime features humans turning into man-eating demons. Like Demon Slayer, the anime portrays the humanity of these demons as well through touching backstories. In both, you'll also find the protagonist searching for the strongest demon to regain what's most important to them. With these similarities, it's another must-watch. This is Claymore. Based on the Shogakukan award-winning manga of the same name, Inuyasha follows Kagome Higurashi, a 15-year-old girl whose normal life ends when a demon drags her into a cursed well on the grounds of her family Shinto's shrine. Instead of hitting the bottom of the well, Kagome ends up 500 years in the past, during Japan's violent Sengoku period, with the demon's true target, a wish-granting jewel called the Shikon Jewel, reborn inside her. After a battle with a revived demon accidentally causes the sacred jewel to scatter, Kagome enlists the help of a young hybrid dog demon human named Inuyasha to help her to collect the shards and prevent them from falling into the wrong hands. Joining Kagome and Inuyasha on their quest are the orphan fox demon Shippo, the intelligent monk Moroku, and the lethal demon slayer Sango. Together, they must set aside their differences and work together to find the power-granting shards spread across feudal Japan and deal with the threats that arise. In terms of similarities, both take place in a Japanese setting. Both are also packed with demonic foes to face. They also have special swords, a cruel demon villain, a corrupted sibling, and overall, Inuyasha is a compelling old-school anime that is a must-see. You heard it here to check it out. Although traumatized by the witnessing of the murder of his parents by one of the Choshu, Ichimura's thirst for revenge leads him to desire strength. At the age of 15, Ichimura approached the Shinsengumi, wanting to become one of its members. However, Ichimura lacked the skill, mind, and will to emotionlessly cut down whoever threatened peace and the Shinsengumi. Even with the support of his brother and his newfound friends at the Shinsengumi, little did he know the blood and pain he would have to face being a part of this historical group. Peacemaker Kurogane offers the same vibes as Demon Slayer, as they both are set in historical Japan. They both have dark undertones and both anime involve sword fighting. Both protagonists are also strong-willed and follow the same path to avenge the death of their families. Years ago, a lethal virus spreads across the world, wiping out most of humanity and allowing vampires to enslave the remainder of the human race. For the next 4 years, Yurichiro and his fellow orphans at his orphanage are treated as livestock, only being allowed to live for their blood. Desperate for freedom, he and his best friend hatch a plan to escape with their family to the outside world, hopefully free from the vampires, only for their attempts to end in tragedy. As the only one to make it out alive, Yurichiro joins the Japanese Imperial Demon Army, Japan's only hope against the vampires, in order to exact revenge on the vampires who killed his family. Similar to Tanjiro's journey, the story of Yurichiro stems from revenge. The strong family themes are also present in this anime, and while Demon Slayer is about the journey of Tanjiro killing demons, the similarity is also with that, wherein in this anime it centers on eradicating vampires. Make sure to give it a watch, it's another exciting title on our list. The greedy samurai lord, Daigo Kagemitsu's land is dying, and he would do anything for power, even renounce his god and make a pact with demons. His prayers are answered by 12 demons who grant him the power he desires by aiding his prefecture's growth, but at a cost. When Kagemitsu's son is born, the boy has no limbs, no nose, no eyes, no ears, nor even skin, yet he lives. This child is disposed of in a river and forgotten, but as luck would have it, he is saved by a medicine man who provides him with prosthetics and weapons, allowing him to survive and fend for himself. The boy lives and grows, and although he cannot see, hear, or feel anything, he must defeat the demons that took him as sacrifice. With the death of each one, he regains a part of himself that is rightfully his. For many years he wanders alone, until one day an orphan boy, Dororo, befriends him. The unlikely pair of castaways now fight for their survival and humanity in an unforgiving, demon-infested world. If that plot alone doesn't get you hooked, I don't know what will. The anime deals with demon hunting similar to Tanjiro's adventures. Both main characters set on their journey to regain something back, and their struggles are contagious as they induce pain and keep you emotional. The dark ambience of this anime is very similar to Demon Slayer. This is another must-watch on our list. One of the most well-known anime series of all time, Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood has gained a massive number of fans and positive feedback from newcomers in anime. The anime explores heavy themes on family and some issues in military power, and showcases them with its emotional story. Following the law of equivalent exchange, the Elric brothers embark on a journey to search for the Philosopher's Stone with the hope of bringing their bodies back to their original forms. The anime has a remarkable storyline that tackles on the law of alchemy, the dark side of human nature, and it also involves some political and moral issues. While the story focuses more on the strong brotherly relationship between Edward and Alphonse, the anime captures Tanjiro's struggle to restore his sister back to her human form. Both Fullmetal Alchemist and Demon Slayer are full of exciting action and adventures, and the dramatic family themes on family in both stories. This anime is definitely a last on our list and an absolute must-see as well. Thank you guys so much for your time and for watching. Feel free to comment on any other anime you guys feel are similar to Demon Slayer. I'd really love to engage with you guys on this topic. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one.